I've got to make a bit of a guess here. I'm going to do my Mystic Meg. I'm going to look into the crystal ball and see if I can work out. As I record this on the 20th of October 2023 in the morning, a few hours before Andrew Bridgen is going to stand up in the House of Commons and bring forward that very important debate about the excess deaths, the mysterious excess deaths, the deaths that have increased since, well, about the beginning of 2021, when the population of this country and in fact around the world were given a mysterious syringe of hope, I occasionally call it, the medical intervention. Something was put into people, and since that time, and I'm not saying it is a result of that, but it looks very suspicious, since that time the death rate in this country and around the world of all sorts of people, particularly those people who are of a younger age and are not expected to have heart problems, who just collapse, you know, maybe on the football pitch, or on having a tennis match, or just having a party, or just walking down the street, or driving their car, or wherever. It seems that the most unexpected people just seem to be dropping down like flies. And because of that, there has been several attempts by Mr. Bridgen to get the MPs to discuss this, because of course it's of absolutely national importance in this country. It's worldwide importance across the world. And you may know that in the last few days I've been asking my viewers if they would be in touch with their MPs to ensure that their MPs turn up. And of course, some of them have been in touch with me, some of my viewers, and said, this is the letter I got back from my MP, who says he's far too busy cutting his toenails, or changing the baby's nappy, or combing his hair, or smoking a pipe, or whatever it is. You know, they're far too busy than something of major national importance. But don't worry, because we're rolling out more of these boosters and jabs so that people can feel that in the winter they'll be perfectly safe and effective. And yet they don't seem to get the point that this might well be the very thing that is causing the excess deaths. So I'm looking in my crystal ball now before the event to think whether any of them could actually be bothered to turn up at this important debate in the House of Commons. And I'm going to say no, that very few will actually turn up, that most of them have decided, oh no, I've got to comb my hair, or I've got to change my tie, or whatever it might be. I've got some salad to wash. It's far more important than actually turning up to find out and debate what might be going on to cause a lot of young people, and people of all ages, but particularly young people, to have so many harms and so many problems from potentially this medical intervention. So I'm going to guess that nobody has really turned up in any significant numbers, which in and of itself is a absolute travesty of being represented by your constituents. If this is the situation that we find ourselves in, to me, this really now is the mark in the sand. This is crossing the Rubicon, as they say. It shows that MPs have no use to us whatsoever. And in fact, they've come to the end of any use. And same with Parliament, that if people will not discuss the most important issue of the day and fob us off with, oh, well, you know, I'm a bit busy in my constituents, Mrs. Migg's cat needs to have some flea treatment, or whatever it might be, that actually people's lives are being ignored. The fact that people who have been mandated and lost their jobs and persuaded continually to have more of these medical interventions, and yet the MPs will not debate it. In fact, they just rolling out and just singing like I don't know, like lemmings. Oh yes, it's safe and effective. You must have your booster. We don't care if you die. Well, if this is the situation we find our in, democracy's well and truly dead. Parliament is of no use to us. We must remember, of course, these are, of course, businessmen. They're not members of Parliament there to serve us. Of course not. They're businessmen. They work for a corporation. Don't forget, the House of Commons is a corporation. The office of the Prime Minister is a corporation. It's a business. It's a for-profit business. It's listed. It's listed. You can find this information out. This isn't a surprise. It is on Dun & Bradstreet. It's listed as a for-profit business to extract a profit, to make money, not to serve you. We think that they are our servants. We say that they are our servants. We pay our taxes, and we think that that's what they tell us. But it's a lie. It's a complete lie. They're businesses. The councils are businesses. The government is a businessman. They tell lies to us. Enough is enough. They will not debate the most important thing. And it seems to me that they are complicit in the poisoning and the murder of ordinary and everyday people. They want to see the depopulation of the planet, and they are setting about to it. They may have their little friendly offices, and they may say, come in and have a nice cup of tea and a biscuit. But underneath all of that, they're recommending that you get something rather nasty injected into your body, which may kill you. If not today, then tomorrow, because they're complicit to it. Now, they may be stupid, they may be thick, they may not fully grasp because they've been told they cannot on this subject deviate, because their masters at the Houses of Parliament are also, they're the ones that have been bribed or have been blackmailed, and they cannot move from this fact that we are being governed by people who are being blackmailed or bribed or held under some other clamp, and are forcing this from people who have our interests not on our benefit at all, but they want to be rid of us and control us. We see it. We see it, the tyranny that the government is pushing out, the ULEZ cameras, for example, the surveillance, the net zero suicide pact, all of this, we see it, and yet we still acquiesce and we still go along with it, and we still go to the MP surgeries and think that they are nice people. Well, let me tell you, they are not, because at the end of the day, we should be telling them now that we know who they are, we know how they operate, and we know that they are there not to serve us, but to harm us. And they are complicit. Each and every one of those who does not turn up and will not debate the excess deaths are complicit to murder of our people. If they will not debate this, they're out. But we hold them personally responsible. We will not forget, regardless of whether they're serving as an MP in the future or not. We will find out their names, and we will find out their addresses, and we will hold them. They will be taken when the time is right to a Nuremberg type court, and they will be held responsible, because they are not doing the job that they set out to do for us. And we will take back the control. And so MPs, if you're watching and you're not debating this most important debate about the excess deaths in this country, we know who you are, and we will hold you personally accountable for murder.